Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. We are diving into something absolutely crucial today, the architect of capital, how finance moves the world. Now, look, I know when you hear the word finance, you might instantly picture crazy Wall Street jargon or guys in suits yelling on trading floors. But honestly, at its core, it's so much cooler than that. It is basically a brilliant architectural bridge that connects human needs directly with human resources. Literally every single day, billions of dollars are zipping all around the globe. And here's the wild part. You're already a huge player in this massive invisible engine. Whether you're making a trade, investing in some cool new startup, taking out a mortgage for a house, or even just letting your cash chill in a high-yield savings account, you're actively participating in this continuous global flow of money. Which brings us to the big question. What exactly is finance? Why does this underlying, almost invisible system affect practically every single part of our lives? Well, today, we're going to bridge that knowledge gap. We're pulling back the curtain to figure out exactly what is going on behind the scenes of our global economy. Section 1. The Blueprint. What exactly is finance? Okay, let's dive right into this. Strip away all the fancy terminology, and at its absolute core, finance is really just the management of money. It all boils down to three super basic human questions about how we allocate resources. 1. Who has capital? 2. Who actually needs capital? And 3. How can that money move efficiently between them? Think about it. If this whole system didn't exist, extra cash would just sit totally idle, like stuffed under a mattress somewhere. Finance is the engine designed to make sure that absolutely does not happen. And this brilliantly illustrates the whole concept. Finance is the literal bridge connecting savers and borrowers. Picture it. On one side, you've got deposited savings. Those savings cross this bridge and transform into the very capital that helps businesses expand their operations, helps governments build vital infrastructure, and lets everyday people buy homes. It is this continuous, super dynamic crossing of resources. Moving right along to Section 2, the pillars, the four major markets. Okay, let's dive into this table. To actually make sense of all this chaotic trading activity, we can mentally break it down into four distinct pillars. First up, the stock market. This is where you purchase an actual ownership stake in a real company, meaning you get to participate directly in its growth. Next is the bond market, which basically operates on debt. Investors lend money straight to governments or corporations, and in exchange, they get steady interest payments. Then we have the currency market. This one handles the constant, shifting relative value of global money. And just to put the sheer scale of this into perspective, the foreign exchange market trades over $7 trillion in a single day. 7 trillion? That's just mind-blowing. Finally, there's the commodity market, dealing in physical, real-world resources, stuff like oil, gold, wheat, and copper. Together, these four markets constantly interact to dictate the cost of goods and capital across the entire economy. Which brings us to Section 3, the physics, risk, and return. So if those markets are the pillars holding everything up, risk and return are the actual physics keeping the entire structure from collapsing. It's the ultimate universal trade-off, right? Higher risks offer higher potential rewards, while safer, more secure investments are typically going to yield lower returns. The absolutely crucial point here is that investors are constantly, and I mean constantly, weighing this scale. They're analyzing whether a potential reward mathematically justifies the risk they're taking on. Honestly, this fundamental balancing act is the gravity driving practically all financial decisions made around the world every single day. And finally, Section 4, the destination, why finance actually matters. You know, it's really easy to just view all this as some abstract game of numbers on a screen, but we have to cross the bridge and look at the real-world destination of those moving billions. Think about it. Finance is what actually helps businesses hire workers. It allows families to purchase homes. It funds incredible new innovation and technologies. And it supports governments in building the roads, schools, and hospitals we use every day. Literally, without this financial architecture connecting savers and borrowers, economic growth and really human progress itself would just grind to a total halt. Ultimately, when you strip everything else away, finance is simply about moving money to where it can create the most value. Underneath all the complex charts and the rapid-fire data, there lies this one simple, dedicated purpose. So, as we wrap up today's explainer, I really want to leave you with a question to chew on. When you look at your own portfolio, your savings, or even just your everyday spending, where is your money moving right now? And what kind of value is it creating out there in the world? It's a real game changer when you think about it that way. Thanks so much for joining me to explore this incredible system, and I'll catch you next time.